Most couples do forget these things, and they're actually kind of big and kind of important. Hey blushing brides, welcome back to my channel. Who are new here, welcome and congrats on your engagement. My name is Kyle James and I am a wedding and event planner turned YouTuber. I make videos on all things wedding planning, including tons of super helpful tips for all of the stuff leading up to the big day and for actually really enjoying your wedding day. So if that sounds like something you're into, be sure you hit that subscribe button so that you don't miss any of my upcoming videos. Today I'm going to share with you 10 things that you will totally forget on your wedding day. And these are important things. You aren't going to forget them because you're watching this video, but most couples do forget these things, and they're actually kind of big and kind of important. The actual day of your wedding is just so overwhelming and so emotional. So it's kind of hard to keep everything together if you aren't super organized or if you don't plan ahead. I mean, the wedding will totally go on without these things, but you're gonna wake up the next day and be like, dang, we forgot to do that. Well, you won't do that because you're watching this and you're gonna be super organized. Speaking of getting super organized, really quick before we dive into that, I wanted to share with you a little bit about my Unveiled Ultimate Wedding Planner Workbook. The workbook is over 160 pages of wedding planner worksheets and checklists that walk you step by step through the entire wedding planning process. Basically, every single aspect of your wedding, from creating the vision and laying out your budget to how to book each vendor and what questions you need to ask them so that you don't accidentally book a dud. And just all of the different tracking worksheets that will keep your thoughts organized so that everything can go really smoothly and so that you feel calm and collected instead of overwhelmed and stressed. And it's all in order by timeline, so you'll know that you're getting things done on time and you're not forgetting anything. Also, it's an instant download, so you can literally go get it right now, print it off, and start working on getting your wedding planning organized today. So if you are planning your wedding, don't take another step without getting organized. The link for that is in the description below. All right, let's dive into 10 important things that you will totally forget on your wedding day. Number 1 is breakfast and lunch. Oh my gosh, do not go the whole day of your wedding without eating. This is really easy to do if you don't plan ahead, just because you're thinking about getting ready and what needs to happen next, and there's just so much going on that it's really easy to totally forget to eat. And especially if you are enjoying some mimosas with your girls while you're getting ready, you need to have food in your stomach. Also, most couples don't even really have time to eat at the reception. So if you don't eat good meals for breakfast and lunch, you're gonna basically go the entire day without eating. And for most of you, you will be drinking. And so that's just not a good combination for being able to fully enjoy your wedding day. So it's super important for you to plan ahead and have some delicious options for your breakfast and lunch for while you're getting ready. You probably also want to do this for the guys as well. Maybe just send them a big tray of sandwiches or something, because the guys will not eat as well and it's just not good. So plan ahead and just make sure that everyone is eating in those hours leading up to the big day. And then the other thing is you want to have tons of water available too, especially if it's going to be hot. You don't want to get super dehydrated either, because you're just not going to be able to enjoy your day as much if you are not feeling well. The next thing that you will totally forget is some really important part of your outfit. I've seen this so much where there's people running all over town trying to grab stuff that was forgotten. The best way to avoid this is to just keep everything together. Your shoes, your accessories, your jewelry, anything your stuff you're gonna use for your hair, obviously your dress, anything that is going to be part of your outfit for that day needs to be all together in one bag, that it never gets taken apart until you are putting your wedding dress on, and so that everything is there, ready for you, ready to go. Also, make sure your groom does this too. Oh my gosh, the number of times we've had to go buy a groom a pair of shoes or a pair of socks. Grooms forget their shoes a lot. It's weird and funny, but make sure that he has his bag packed with everything that he needs: shoes, underwear, socks, all of the important things all together in one place, So when those wedding day jitters hit, you don't have to like be thinking about anything. It's all ready to go and there for you. The next thing you might totally forget, and it seems so obvious and it's so important, but people totally forget it. I know from firsthand experience, and it's your bridesmaid bouquets and your bridal bouquet. Oh my gosh, this is real. We literally did this at my sister's wedding. We were all lined up, ready to walk down the aisle, and like the music was about to start playing, and I looked down and I was like, we don't have our flowers! And we all had to like book it across the venue to go back to the little bridal suite where we were getting ready, grab our flowers, and then line back up and start over. It was not good, and this is not the only time this has happened. I have seen this happen time and time again. Everyone just like kind of gets nervous, and you're trying to get everything done, and you just forget important stuff. So be sure that you have your coordinator remind you, and have like a few of the girls double check that everyone has flowers. Give this as a specific duty for them, so that there's multiple levels of checks in place here, so that you don't spend all this money on flowers and then they don't even make it down the aisle. Also be sure that you have these checks in place for yourself as well, so you do not forget your bridal bouquet. There's a girl on Instagram who just got married, but she totally forgot her bridal bouquet, walked down the aisle and just said, like, had her arm dangling there. You do not want to spend that kind of money on those flowers and have them just sit in your bridal suite all night. Do not do this. So get some checks and balances in place and make sure that everybody walks down the aisle with flowers. The next thing you will totally forget on your wedding day if you are not organized and don't plan ahead is either how to bustle your dress or to bustle your dress at all. If you don't have a specific plan for when you're going to do this, you probably will totally forget to do it, and you'll be on the dance floor and people will be stepping on your dress, and then you'll be trying to do it in the middle of everything, and it's just not fun. Don't do that. So the best way to make sure that this doesn't happen is to have two people know how to bustle your dress. So when you're doing your final fitting, you'll have them come with you and have the consultant show you exactly how to do it, have them take a video of it, and then have both of them have the video handy on your wedding day so they can refer back to it. It's nice to just kind of like have a whole team here, have a video, have everything in place so that it goes seamlessly. The best time to do this is to set aside a little time after ceremony and after photos before you go into the reception, where you can get your dress bustled, but then you can also like take a minute to like relax and chill and land in the moment. And also a moment to pee as well, because going pee in your wedding dress is like this whole ordeal and you need help. So it's nice to just get it done before you go into the reception so that you don't have to leave right in the middle of the reception to do this. The next thing you will totally forget on your wedding day is to just be with your new hubby or wifey. The wedding day is just such a whirlwind. There's so much going on. It's easy to go the entire day without actually being fully present with your partner. So scheduling some time into your big day when you're putting your day of timeline together, scheduling time that's just one-on-one, just time for you to be together and soak it in, is so important. A good time to do this is right after the ceremony. Usually you'll have to go like sign your marriage license and stuff, but then like schedule just a little time for it to be just you and your partner before you go into the reception. And then also, once you get into the reception, you're kind of like pulled in a million different directions. There's so much going on. You're trying to talk to everyone. You end up like not actually spending that much time together. So maybe schedule a little time to escape the reception and just be together. A good time to do this is sunset photos. So usually your caterer will get your dinner out first, so you can sit down and eat your dinner and then escape for sunset photos. And then before you come in from sunset photos, just take a few minutes to be together and soak in the fact that it's your wedding day. The next thing you will totally forget, your photographer might not, but you will, is sunset photos. Most photographers like have a plan for this and know how important these are. So just make sure that you are checking with your photographer and then you're working this into your day of timeline. You don't want to be like sitting at dinner and then just be surprised by your photographer trying to pull you away and you kind of get flustered. Just have a plan in place for this, because sunset photos on your wedding day turn out so beautiful. They're like some of the most beautiful photos of the evening. And then like I said, you can also use this as a minute to just get away and be with your partner. The next thing you will totally forget on your wedding day, if you aren't super organized and have a plan, is your gifts. people just like don't even think about it. It's kind of like, I don't know, out of sight, out of mind kind of situation. Do not leave all of your wedding gifts and cards full of money sitting there all night. You won't really think about them, so make sure that you assign a trustworthy person in your family, or have your coordinator help with this. Have somebody who is specifically assigned to load up the gifts in their car and take them to your house or your hotel. Preferably choose someone with a big car, because the number of times I have been there late night like trying to cram wedding gifts into somebody's car. Just find somebody with a big car who's super responsible, who will get your gifts from the venue to either where you're staying, or just have them drop them off at your house. As a coordinator, a few times I've done this where I just went and put them in the couple's garage or something for them, so they didn't even have to think about it, and they were just there for them at their house the next day when they got home. Another little system you can have in place here so you don't forget is have your maid of honor and your wedding coordinator set an alarm on their phone to help that person load up gifts at a specific time. It doesn't even have to be at the end of the wedding. It can just be like a little bit later on in the evening, and then just have them load them all up and it will be done and taken care of. And if multiple people are involved, then hopefully they won't be forgotten. The next thing so many couples totally forget to do on their wedding day is assign a cleanup crew. So especially if you're doing a lot of things yourself, this is something that you need to make sure you have figured out. You do not want to be hanging out at your venue in your dress, cleaning up dirty plates after your wedding day. If you do have a day of coordinator, which I highly recommend you do, be sure that you talk to them about the cleanup plan. If you have a traditional caterer, venue, and florist, this will usually be taken care of, but if you are going kind of a non-traditional or DIY route, then you do need to have somebody there to clean up the food, clean up the plates, and then break down the venue at the end of the night so that it's clean and ready to go, because those overtime fees or like damage fees for not cleaning up can be pretty hefty. The next thing that so many couples don't even think about, they don't forget it, they just don't think about it, is to plan a late night snack. You are going to be starving after the day you just had, especially if you aren't eating a ton throughout the day. Your late night after wedding self will thank you so much if you have a little plan in place to get either some of your favorite food delivered, or just have it already set up for you in your hotel room, or you can have your caterer put together some late night boxes with the leftovers from your wedding food. Just have something where you can go back and eat something after you get back to the hotel room. The next thing that most people forget, because there's just so much going on, is your overnight bag and a cute outfit for the next day. You are definitely going to want to wash that makeup off your face. Maybe you might sleep in it, but the next morning you are gonna wanna be able to wash your face and get cleaned up. A lot of times if you are staying at the same hotel as most of your guests, everyone will either just see each other at breakfast in the morning, or you might have a specific breakfast or brunch planned for everyone together, and you wanna like kind of feel and look put together for this. So you don't necessarily have to get super dressed up again if you don't want to, but just kind of plan ahead so you're not walking down in like drippy makeup and in your pajamas to your whole like wedding again. Just kind of plan ahead. You will thank yourself if you're just a little bit more put together the next morning. You will also thank yourself for watching this video, because now that you have, hopefully you won't forget to do this stuff. It really, really helps to have a plan and just be super, super organized with your checklists and everything for the day of, so that you don't even have to think about any of this stuff. It just happens seamlessly, and you can sit there and actually enjoy your wedding because you're not worried about forgetting stuff. So be sure you go and download my wedding planner workbook so that you have all of these worksheets. I have an awesome section that walks you through your day of timeline so that you can make sure all of this stuff is in there and all of the right people know what needs to be happening, so that you don't forget to do any of these important things that just make your wedding day a little bit better. I will put the link below for that planner workbook, so go grab it, get organized, and I will see you next time. Happy planning!
You as you drive, do you know I'm looking? And I can't help but smile. Do you know how much I love you? You put my favorite song on, I put my feet up, and we just sing along. And I can't can't help but feel